Hey everyone, welcome back to Modlife Season 3, episode number The Answer to the Universe and Everything, which is number 42. Hopefully you guys get that reference. If not, you can Google it. It's there. The Answer to the Universe, it's 42. So anyways, guys, back in Bentley Industries, picking up right where we left off last episode, where we were doing some work with a newfound technology, the TARDIS. And Teddy messaged me, and I pretty much just talked to him after the episode and stuff like that, and he told me this is actually supposed to be for moving and stuff, so you kind of move pretty much from one point to another with this thing. So I'm gonna do some more work on this and figuring this out very soon, and I haven't read your comments yet, but I'm sure you guys have some very nice comments about the whole TARDIS bit. But anyways, guys, today I'm actually on a quest, so this next episode or so we are going to be working towards something that's going to hopefully allow us to be very, very safe within Bentley Industries. It's going to require a new division of Bentley Industries, a more scientific approach. And that's going to probably be set up over in this general area, or maybe over here. I'm not really sure just yet. So, I don't know. This seems more like the industrial side of Bentley Industries. And I'm going to have a residential area over here. But I have a really cool idea for housing and stuff for actual residents and employees of Bentley Industries. I'm going to get to that soon enough, guys. I really need to, but I will be naming a lot of residents after you guys in the comments as well, so that you guys are commenting on the videos and stuff. I will be picking random people very soon once we start getting the residents in. But I also want to point out our steam boiler is up to full temp, 1,000 degrees Celsius. Things are looking really nice so far, and our heat is doing just fine. Look at that, staying up to par. We are doing even just as well. We've been hovering around 11,000 oak wood, so I gotta say we've been doing pretty good in that aspect. Everything's all nice and good. So anyways, guys, what do we need to do to start up this new scientific development research division here in Bentley Industries? Well, I want to take a look in RF Tools, and to actually start doing what I would like to do in RF Tools and the technologies that it has to offer, we need to make our way to a new dimension where it's going to actually have the materials that we need to actually make what our research team needs to develop our newfound technology, we'll say. I'm trying my hardest, guys. So I guess let's do a little bit of work. I'm going to go ahead and start up by laying a foundation. And chisel? Chisel should have some laboratory blocks. And oh, I thought I typed that in. LABO? Unless my O didn't work, I don't know. So we want to start off with this. This is going to be nether quartz and stone. Super, super easy to make. Thankfully, we do have a decent amount of quartz. So let's go ahead and request a stack. Let's get some stone going. Let's go ahead and do 4 stacks of that stuff. And let's go ahead and get this going. Boom, boom. That goes back in there. Place you there. And we're good. Nice. So we have a full stack of laboratory blocks. In fact, let's just go ahead and do this. I love the iBench. I'm sure you guys are probably sick of me saying that, but you know what? I can't help it. I love it. So we got a whole bunch of different blocks here we can actually choose from. All very, very bright at that. Kind of like this fuzzy panel, though. It's not too bad looking. We could do that, something like that on the outside. But for the most part, I just want to lay a foundation like I generally always do. And maybe over this way, like I said. Just get a foundation laid, and then we'll just kind of do something around that. So we got a power plant over there. Let's maybe stick this away from the wall a little bit further than we did our other build. Now, this place is not going to be big at all. I don't want to invest a whole lot of time and money into this because I don't quite know if it's going to work out. If it does, then they might be able to develop something to actually help themselves expand a little bit more. So what do we got here? Something very, very tiny. That's right. Oh man, and it's even That's great. That's totally not what I wanted. That's fine. Anyway, let's go ahead and just do a little bit of a little quick building here. So I guess while I do a little bit of quick building, guys, I will go ahead and give you guys a little update. I am going to be making a vlog very, very soon on some of the things been going on recently. I've been having some problems, but things have been doing a lot better since, I've been on some new medicine, and if you guys didn't know from my vlogs and such, I actually went through a little bit of depression there for a while, and thanks to some medicine, things are looking a lot nicer. A while back, a couple months ago, I actually did make a vlog as well, mentioning not only that, but some other things been going on in my life, my own personal life, and that is, YouTube has been doing all right for me. But it's just been barely managing lately, and even still, right now, it is still barely managing. So, unfortunately, and it's getting close to the Christmas time of the year, and family and stuff. But, yeah, things aren't doing too great at the moment. We've been having some other stuff pop up around the house, and that just really, really need to be fixed. So, lately I've been kind of away, and you guys have probably noticed, I have had a little bit more of a lack of communication with you guys for the last couple months. I've also just been busy. Me and Sabri went back to visit her family in, I don't really want to point that out. This is where I was about to. You got me. You almost got me, but you didn't. I don't know. That kind of looks kind of cool. That looks kind of interesting, doesn't it? I kind of like that. So we did go over and do some visiting for a couple weeks, and had to get some catching up to do on that and other things as well. So things have just been kind of busy lately, and then with the release of Fallout, I've been busy playing some Fallouts, and that's been really, really fun and stuff. So yeah, guys, I don't know. I'm going to be making a vlog, like I said, sometime soon. I don't know if it's going to be a video vlog of, like, me talking outside, or if I'm just going to do something like, where I'm just going to be, maybe, I was thinking about doing something like I am right now, just, like, doing some building on camera, and just talking to you guys about stuff and things that have been happening and going on. I thought that might be kind of cool, so I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys have some ideas, but yeah, I do need to inform you guys, and I feel like I need to talk to you guys a little bit more about it, because I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering, and I know you guys do worry. I know you guys do worry. I'm sorry, and I apologize that I haven't really said too much about it lately, so hopefully very soon I'll try to get that up and running for you guys. Let's do something on the floor, just something a little crazy. Something a little sporadic, shall we? Something like this. Yeah, I like it. So what do you guys think? I think that turned out pretty cool. Something kind of small and different for Bentley Industries. It doesn't really have any shape to it, I know. We'll work on that soon enough. Don't you guys worry one bit. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and just put this away. It's a foundation, it's going to get us started. So what do we need to get started with RF Tools Dimensions? This is our new, well, we do probably need to get someone over here working, but we'll do that. We'll make sure everything's set up properly before they actually start doing work, and then, all that good stuff. So, introduction to dimension building. Always wanted to create your own worlds, explore uncharted areas, and create magnificent buildings and fabulous worlds? With a dimension builder, you can create your own dimensions with all kinds of special features. Make void worlds, mining ages, floating islands. I already know what it's like to make mining ages. Not recommended. There's one catch, though. Dimensions require power to run RF. Simple dimensions like a void world won't require a lot of power, 10 to 200 RF per tank, but very complex dimensions can easily go above millions of RF per tick. Holy cow. So if you want to make a world out of diamond blocks, you're either going to have to be very lucky or else be prepared for a hefty power generation system. RF Tools generates dimensions with random features. You can make things more deterministic by specifying every type of dimlet. So what do we need to do to actually get started with this? Well, there's a lot of stuff that we can actually go through. This little book here explains a lot about what we need to do to get started started in even more depth. And to actually craft it, all you need is a little bit of redstone and an actual book. There's also the RF Tools manual, which goes over everything else in RF Tools, and it just requires a little bit more redstone and a book and this shaped crafting pattern. So we're actually going to get started because I've done a lot of talking and building and all that good stuff. What we're going to need to do is craft a few specific items, and we should be able to get our way well on the way to get going to building a new dimension and hopefully some really cool stuff from it. We're going to need a few, and quite a few of these machine frames here. So we're going to need some iron, gold, and lapis. All right, let's go ahead and request a fair couple stacks of iron. I know we're going to need some ender pearls as well, so let's go ahead and request like 20 of those. Let's get some gold nuggets. We'll do a stack of those. Stack of lapis. And let's go ahead and get some redstone. I'm pretty sure we're going to be needing some of that. Let's go ahead and get 20 diamonds just in case. And maybe 30 pieces of sugarcane that we'll probably be using for paper soon enough. So let's go ahead and grab all this stuff out of here. Do a little bit of crafting real fast. Let's pull this out of there. And we're going to go ahead and start working on this guy, the dialing device. But first, we'll go ahead and make up some machine frames. I'm thinking maybe... Let's start off with 12. 12 is a nice number to start off with. So yeah, dialing device. With a dialing device, and this is nice, you can actually hover over it in any eye, just hold shift. It says with the dialing device, you can dial up any nearby matter transmitter to any matter receiver in the Minecraft universe. This requires power. If a destination analyzer is adjacent to this block, you will also be able to check if the destination has enough power to be safe. And then the infusing bonus, which reduces power consumption. We will probably get to infusing soon enough, but for now, we want to get going on a dialing device. So we do need some redstone torches. Let's grab some sticks. I'm sure we got a fair amount of these guys. Bloop. Come on. Come on. There we go. That was easy. All right, a little bit of this. Get some of those, and we're good to go. All right. Crafting a dialing device. So we only need one of these guys. Now, we're also going to need some of these matter transmitters. If you place this block near a dialing device, then you can dial it to a matter receiver. Make sure to give it sufficient power. Use a destination analyzer adjacent to this block, blah, blah, blah. Use a matter booster adjacent to this block to be able to teleport to unpowered receivers. Pretty cool. So, what do we need to make this? Well, easy stuff. We're actually going to go ahead and make a few of these. And I actually recommend making a few of those because we will be needing them. And next off, we do want to make sure we craft at least one of these, a matter receiver. If you place this block anywhere in the world, then you can dial to it using a dialing device. Before teleporting to this block, make sure you give it power. Great. You see what I saw, right? The blood moon is rising. Wonderful. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Oh, just great. Just great. Yeah, this is not very big for a research and development. We're going to go ahead and place a matter receiver here. We'll place a matter transmitter on the opposite side. We'll also need to do a little power wiring in here also. So let's go ahead and request some conduits in just a moment. Let's see. Flux. I'm trying to do this quickly. All right, so we don't have a whole bunch of these flux ducts unless they're over here and I just haven't done them yet. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and cower to the safety of my power cube here and my warehouse cube, and I'm just going to chill in here for just a little bit until this blood moon passes over. We'll be back in just a few minutes to finish doing some work on our research and development. And yeah, see you back in a minute. All right, guys, and we're back. Looks like very, very minimal damage. Oh, this time around with this blood moon. Enderman creeping around. You better calm down, Mr. Enderman guy. So I actually noticed I did make my way back. I went into my TARDIS, actually, and just kind of poked around in there real quick while the blood moon was making its way down. Sun was coming back up. And I noticed when I came back to the overworld that my journey map, mini-map, had to remap the area, so I'm not sure what's up about all that, so I went ahead and flew around real quick, but anyway, I went ahead and grabbed myself some resonant flux ducts. I also went ahead and got some more stone smelting in the meantime. Crazy interments. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a little bit more work on this. I am going to rebuild this later. It's just been like, I've been sitting here thinking of ideas and stuff, and it's like, I don't really care about it that much. It's not amazing at all. So we're going to go ahead and just run this underneath. We're going to use our resonant flux ducts to go ahead and connect up to this whole system. We're also going to go ahead and throw a dialing device. I want to say, let's put it, I kind of want to put it in the wall. But let's put it right there for now, because why not? Sounds like a good enough place. And we're going to go ahead and hook up to the dialing device with a little bit of power as well. These guys don't have any power just yet because we don't have anything hooked up to them. But we will soon enough with some flux points. Nice and easy. We're going to go ahead and set this up on power station power bank. There we go. These guys should be receiving a plentiful amount of power. They should be nearly full now. Yep, there we go. Just about done. Let's go ahead and fill in the floor, and everything's all happy again. There we go. Things are looking up and up. So, well, we need to actually start working on utilizing this. We actually need to make our way to a dimension. So, in order to do that, we're going to need to make what's called a empty dimension tab. We're going to need some paper and some redstone. So, that's the whole reason for the sugar canes earlier. Let's go ahead and make up a few of these. 6 of them should be just fine. Each one, we're going to just start off with a random world dimension, and we do already have some dimlets, which would be kind of cool to play around with. We did find some of these in some of the chests we were looking around in when we was looking for our Cronton crystal. Is that right? I think that's right. I think it's right. Don't yell at me, please. I'm trying my hardest, guys. I'm trying. So anyways, we did find some of them. We will try to utilize a few of them very soon, but let's go ahead and do a little bit more work on this side. Like I said, I probably need to rework this later, so don't be too mad at me, please. But I think it looks kind of cool. It's kind of quaint, you know what I mean? And I like that. So we're going to go ahead and get a little bit more power running over this way, so that way we can actually make a few other machines. We want to make a dimension inscriber. With this device, you can construct your dimensions by combining specific dimlets into an empty dimension. Dimension tab. I like how there's like a period at dimension and then tab, period. Okay, I think that was just like a typo. But anyway, you can also deconstruct dimension tabs to get the original dimlets back. Pretty cool stuff. What do we need to make this? Well, we need some ink sacks, paper, and some other stuff we already got. So let's go ahead and grab a few ink sacks. Bloop. And craft ourselves up a dimension. Where'd it go? It moved around again, didn't it? It moved. No, it didn't. It did not move, in fact. Okay, wait. Oh, that's right. We used up all of our paper. All right, that's fine. We can fix that real easily. Super easy. Give me my sugar canes. It's like you're taking too long. Where'd it go? Crud. Right there. They almost all look the same, so it's kind of hard to yeah, and stuff. Does this thing? Oh yeah, this one does not require power. Actually, I don't believe so. So we can go ahead and place this in here and stuff like that. And oh, whoa, what do you know? Achievement get. We got a whole bunch of achievements. Look at that. Small step to a big world. Find your first unknown dimlet. Dr. Dimlet, research an unknown dimlet. And a new world awaits. Build a new dimension. Pretty cool. So all we have to do is, we could put some dimlets in here, but all we really have to do, I believe, is hit store. And then what is going to do is it's going to generate us a random dimension, and it's probably not going to be super amazing, but we're actually looking for some specific things, hopefully. And this is why we'll try to see about making some hopefully decent ones. But we're also going to need a dimension, I believe, builder? Where are you at? Dimension editor, RF monitor. tier. I think that's what we need. Oh, there it is. This builds a dimension and powers it when the dimension is ready. So, this is going to require a couple ender pearls, diamonds, and an emerald with a few pieces of gold. This one's a little bit more pricey, as you can tell. We'll also need some emeralds, so let's go ahead and request a few of those guys, as well as, I believe, some ender pearls. I can't quite remember how many, so we'll just request a couple. There we go. Well, we already had some. I didn't quite notice those. All right, so where'd it go? Dimension Builder. Where are you? I see the creative one. Where's the... I can't believe how hard it is to find that stuff. It's probably easier just to type the darn thing in. So anyways, we need to hook up this guy to actual power. So it is filling up with power. It does use a hefty amount of power. Now all we have to do is actually take our realized dimension tab here. This is just a random world. We'll place this inside of here, and it's going to slowly start creating it, using power to do so. And once it's done, it's going to start filling this guy up with even more power. Are we out of power? Uh-oh. I think the world has bitten a boo-boo. This is not good, guys. Yeah. Apparently, we're a little, behind. So we're going to have to fix that in a moment. Another thing we need to do is access this guy. We want to go ahead and name our matter receiver and say that this is basically R&D. This is our research and development. Okay, I think we caught up finally. Did we? No. Nope. I'm not really sure what's going on. I think it may have something to do with the journey map, because if you guys notice, my mini map has yet again reset. I am not sure what's going on. I don't know why that is happening. So yeah, I may just disable the mini map for a while because I feel like that's what the problem was or is. So if we just come in here, we go to this, I'm going to go ahead and disable mapping. And I'm also going to go ahead and jump in here and go into options. I think we can come in here and disable the mini map itself. But I probably might just do that outside of... Yeah, I might need to restart the client, guys. So I'll be back in just a minute so we can spend more time hopping around in dimensions. Alright guys, and we're back. I went ahead and just disabled journey map for the time being, and it actually looks like it cut me off at this part. So we need to remake our dimension builder, if I can find it. Haha! Found it. Easy stuff. There we go. So let's go ahead and try this one more time and see if that is actually what the problem was. Okay, cool. We can still access that. Nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and call this R&D, and we'll say Bentley Industries. There we go. Access a public. There we go. And there we go. We can see at the top it says under Wayla, name R&D Bentley Industries. Nice. All right, so now this guy is actually filling up with power, so our power supply is draining, our power banks are, and everything should be good to go. Okay, that is the old launcher popping up on my screen now. All right, I think it closed. Cool. All right, hopefully that didn't interfere with the video at all. Anyway, so we also have the matter transmitter. This is what our dialing device is going to be for. This is going to dial us, hopefully, to the dimension that we just made. Every dimension we make has a matter receiver ready to go. Now we do need a way back, so it would be wise to make either another dialing device, which we can do with a power supply, or we can actually go about and make ourselves this little file. We can make a charged porter, which is going to require a block of redstone. It's really simple to craft, and this guy will fill up with power because we have ourselves set with, you know, our power being refilled and all that good stuff. So this is going to slowly go ahead and charge up for us, and in our hand, it doesn't really show up at all, or I think it does, and it's just very, very small, but it says no target set. Sneak right click on a receiver to set. Charge porter is set to 1. So anytime we're anywhere, if we right click with this in our hands, it's going to teleport us right to this block. Super cool stuff. It'll even teleport us through dimensions if we set it that way, which would be a pretty cool idea for other methods. We could make some really cool, I don't know, builds and stuff like that, but this is going to help us get back to R&D if we have to make our way back from the dimension. If something, just say for instance, goes wrong. So that's the plan here. Let's go ahead and get ready. One more thing, we do have access to our network, and we should always have access to this, so we shouldn't have really that much of an issue. We also have a flux point, so we can actually supply ourselves with power on a dialing device if we need to, and a matter transmitter. The main thing is you want to make sure you have one of these set up in your overworld, or where all of your good stuff is, because once you go into this dimension, there's really no way back unless you die. If you die, it will send you back to the overworld, which is a very nice thing. So what do we need to do? Well, I'm going to go ahead and leave this in here because this is going to constantly, 330 RF per tick. Oh, that's interesting. So as long as the thing is being supplied with power, if we move this out of here, you can see it's actually going to be slowly draining, I think. Okay, it doesn't really count, I guess, as filling up in my inventory. That would be kind of really powerful. But we can just leave it in here and it'll keep, filling up from our power supply. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and dial from here, RND, to this. So we're going to click on, this and this. This is basically the new matter receiver. And this is what we're going to dial to. So we're just going to go ahead and click dial, which we get a really cool little animation here for. And let's see what new, wait, what? No, that wasn't the right one. This, no, ID 5, I'm sorry. This is apparently what we need to rename. Right click on this. Let's see, RND transporter. There we go. So now we know the R&D transporter is what sends us to the actual place we want to go. So we're actually going to dial this to ID 5. We don't need to teleport here because we're already here. So now we can actually go to and explore ourselves a new dimension. Now in these new dimensions, there's certain things that actually spawn. This is actually what we're looking for. And I know it's been a really long trek today trying to get to exactly what we're looking for. Interesting. What the heck? We're in a building? What? This is interesting. What is this stuff? Fuel? You've got to be kidding me. No way. Are you serious? This is fuel? All right, come on. Get up to the top. Go. What? Okay, wait a minute. What just happened here? That's not good, by the way. I just want to point out, I don't think that is a good thing at all. Let's go ahead and get rid of that water source and that water source. That is a lot of fuel, guys. That is a lot of fuel. I think we're going to be coming back here and probably do a little bit of pumping soon enough. This is another nice thing about RF tools and generating worlds. Sometimes you can get really lucky and have some really nice stuff, like big giant pockets of fuel. Now, I don't know why this is the only one we have and only in a chunk, it looks like. But yeah, this is pretty cool, guys. So now, yep. There it is. We even have ourselves, it looks like, nether fortresses in here, and all of the waters are placed with fuel. This is a very interesting world. Holy cow, man. This is a really cool world. I like it. This is my kind of world, guys. No kidding. So actually what we really want to be doing is we want to do a little bit of exploring. We want to look around. We want to find specific things. That's not good. That's really not good. Don't you burn up all of my stuff. There we go. Yeah, that's not good. I don't think it's gonna actually burn up my oil. I think we'll be all right. We'll just let it do its thing. So what we're looking for is like inside of these dimensions comes. Oh, I don't know if we actually have power in here. Our fuel's draining. Interesting. Anyway, we'll take care of that later once we get to it. So, it looks to me like we have a lot of fuel and oil spawning in fuel. Jeez. Guys, I think we're fine on power. We found a loophole. We found a massive loophole. We're good on power forever now. We can basically use this fuel to run our generators, our biodiesel generators, and just keep this world running. So that's pretty much the plan, I think, at this point, now that we are this lucky for this. But anyways, as I was saying, I know I'm getting off on tangents and tangents and tangents. Pretty much in every dimension of RF tools that you generate, sometimes there will generate inside of these worlds small buildings. And these buildings have some nice little things inside of them. Okay, that's interesting. She's gonna spawn me an entire village. Oh, that's a bad village. That's a village of bandits. I'm just gonna leave them be and let them take out the trash. So I don't quite know if we're gonna be able to find any of these buildings easily enough. Now, I would say like we should probably stay close to where we spawned in at, but we do have a charged porter, so we can go ahead and say, you know, let's look around a little bit and see what we can find. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and risk maybe finding another new dimension real quick. So let's go ahead and start teleportation, and we should be back home. Look at that. Nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and pull this out. Another item we can actually make, so this thing doesn't actually drain dry, is we could put a type of like, I can't remember what it's called, but some sort of anchor, so that way when there's no one in this world, it's going to stop it. And it will not drain any more power out of it, so you can see it's actually slowly draining. So what we're going to do real quick, we're going to go ahead and create one more random dimension and see if we can actually find what it is we're looking for. So let's go ahead and pop this one inside of here. Oh wait, hold on a minute. You made me another one. I don't want another one. Why did it make me another one? Can I not remake this? Usage. No. I'm pretty sure there's a way we can actually turn this into something else. Oh, we have to name it. That's what it was. Extract. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and call this R&D 2. There we go. And store. So this should be something different, and it's not. How do I actually redo that then? Store? This is completely new to me. I've actually been able to wing it up to this point here, and been doing pretty good until this point. So, yeah, I feel like a big dummy. Yeah, so apparently, I guess what I could do is probably take, reconstruct a dimension using dimlets. What I could do, I do want to keep that other world because that thing is nice. I could take another dimlet. I don't know if we can just put it in there raw without anything, which would be interesting. But we could just go ahead and make the dimlet researcher real quick. I mean, it's not like it's very hard to make. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. What do we need for the researcher? The dimlet researcher. Right there. Dimlet researcher is going to require some redstone comparators. Great. Please tell me I have some comparators. I don't. Do I have any in my bag? No, that's a repeater. Jeez Louise, man. Erg. Quartz. Give me 2 of those. And then we need a little bit of stone. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, let's get those comparators made. Thankfully. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, I need another 3 stone. I had some more stone cooking, and I'm pretty sure it was more than that, but I feel like the problem is I ran out of power. So, thankfully, we will be able to get some power solved up very, very soon. And there we go, we have ourselves a dimlet researcher. So all we gotta do is hook this guy up to a little bit of power as well. Bloop, I'm assuming. Bloop, yep, a little bit of power, ready to go. And we just toss our random dimlets inside of said researcher. So we got an 8. Let's toss one in there and see what happens. Mountains, nice. Desert. Sky body sun dimlet. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and toss this in here. We're gonna toss a empty dimension inside of there. And let's try this again. Let's try R&D 3. Store. There we go. Creation cost. Nice. Now we have something a little different. So now we are generating our new world. It's going to fill up with power, and it should be good to go. Let's go ahead and dial to R&D 3 from here. So here we go, a dial, and let's check out our new world. We got our charge porter, fully charged, ready to go, and let's see what we can find inside of our new R&D world number 3. Interesting, all right, it's slowly spawning in. Slowness 3. That's interesting. Very interesting. Oh. Also another word of wisdom, probably a very, very wise idea to come into these worlds with some form of flight. I'm just gonna throw that out there. So yeah, basically what we're looking for, guys, is some random buildings. I think what I'm gonna do though is, because we are way over on time today, and I want to make sure I be able to get this up for you guys today. But if you guys have any helpful tips, tricks, or comments on this whole matter and situation, please let me know in the comments below. Especially on creating a new random dimension. And we don't have to keep spending all my dimlets and stuff. Okay, that's a lot of lag. That's lagorific right there. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is save a little bit more exploration for next episode, because currently we're on a quest, and that is what we're on to. So we're going to do that soon and continue on what we're looking for, which is some of these little buildings, so we can continue to make some really cool worlds and get some new awesome items thanks to R&D. So I'm going to go ahead and make my way back to the overworld. This world doesn't look very promising whatsoever. I'm going to go ahead and say thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any helpful tips, tricks, or comments, feel free to put them in the comment section down below. If you guys would rate the video, I'd greatly appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you guys then. Goodbye.